Greetings, tubatoids and tubalapanchins. The panchins, that's Spanish for, well, you can look it up. Right. I think Compelled talked about this Ebola Carnova Toyota virus that we've got. First, I like history, and this is we're traveling through history right now, and people will be historying about this. Let me get this up in the air a little bit. Oh, I don't know if I can do that or not. Let's try that. Because this seat goes down. Well, anyway, what I know about it, you can put in a thimble and flush it. But I know, been thinking about it a little bit, and they're calling this a pandemic. And the word I'm getting out of it is panic. And that's not good for nobody. So we don't need to panic and go out and get all the toilet paper or the Weisseipen stuff. What in the world's going on up here? You heard that? Anyway, don't panic. Mary Ann's turned her TV down so she can hear. Make sure I'm not telling no lies. Okay. I'm coming at you from the lair. And let's see what's in the lair, what's in my head. First of all, there've been lots of what they call pandemics still going on. This ain't the only one that we're fighting. The one that's killed 500 million or 500,000, that's somewhere 500, is the AIDS virus. Now that beat out the bubonic plagues and the fly-ridden Egyptians and everything else. And it's more than the sarin virus or whatever, and it's more than the Legionnaires thing, and it's more than Dow Chemicals poisoning all them people in India. It's more than that. So this thing, if it's going to get any numbers built up, it's going to have to get tough and rough. And that's what they're looking for. They're looking for it to start getting tough and rough on everybody. Not just the poor and the sickly. And the health fragile, of which I am all three. So I heard today from a valuable source. I've got valuable sources even though I'm here in the woods, that Wednesday we're going to be in a lockdown. Now I know all the stuff is, the schools is out now, and you know it's hard to get a plumber, stuff like that is going on, and people are going out and buying toilet paper, or I don't know what toilet paper's got to do with a virus, but I guess I'll find out. So there are people that they call it preparing, but I think they're panic buying, and what they do they're buying that stuff and hoarding it to keep the rest of us from getting it. I don't think that's fair, but it's the way they're doing it, and not for me to judge. That's the way they're doing it. They're protecting their own first, I reckon, and letting us out, the rest of us scratch for the rest of it. I went into town today, first time in a while, and I noticed everybody breathing different, and everybody went into a Dollar General, which is a big store to me, and there weren't no rubbing alcohol, there weren't no hand sanitizers, of course, and some other stuff was gone, of course, toilet paper and the blue rags that I use out in the shop to wipe the grease off my fingers and wherever it gets. That's all gone. But they did have some masks, so I got some of these masks, but these ain't worth a hoot. But they're masks in case, somebody wants to, I don't know, it's just one of them things. And they were just $1, and I didn't get every one of them either. I just got, a few. And got some disposable gloves, which I use out in the shop anyway. That's about my preparedness. Now, and when Y2K hit, or didn't hit, that was a big panic too. That shows how successful that we are as a human. If somebody says something, we're all going to go out and prepare and do this other stuff, even though there's no proof of it. Now, there's proof of this virus, and it's bad. But like Y2K, I knew people that was digging pits and burying stuff and making bug out packages and campers and trucks and stuff made up to in case the world would, all the computers would fall and stuff like that. And they was going to go out in the country and live out there where nobody could get them or something. Well, that's where we live already. I've got a bug out home. And I have to say that there's no bugs in here. And it hasn't been always so on places where I lived. But anyway, I'll get back to this pandemic thing. This cat's having a pandemic, wanting to get out this door. I got it shut so I won't be waking the neighbors. But I think the government's going to do something as stupid as they usually do. And it's going to happen Wednesday. I got this from a reliable source in Washington. Not somebody down here on the porch talking and chewing their tobacco, spitting on dogs' heads. This come from somebody, if you can believe anybody in Washington, which that's neither here nor there, but it's mostly there. But when they told it was down here. So anyway, they're going to sequester us into our homes for 2 weeks, starting Wednesday. So wherever you're at Wednesday is where they want you to stick. And that's what I heard, that they're going to keep us quarantined to our places for 2 weeks. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a martial law thing or Marshall Dillon or Festus Hagen or what, but that's what I heard. And if it's true, you got to hear from the horse's mouth. If it ain't true, you got to hear from the horse's other end. Let's see, a cowpoke rode his horse up to the saloon, and he tied his horse up, went around back, and he kissed that horse right up under the tail. Mwah! And went on into the saloon. The guy said, "Hey, I seen you do that." Says, "Why'd you do that?" He says, "I got chapped lips, and it keeps me from licking them." But anyway, if anything happens, full well not to go to the doctor, not to go to the hospital, because that's where the fungus among us is gathered up. We need to scatter. And if you need something, you can call it in. And they'll be more than helpful to phone you in something to a pharmacy or whatever and keep you from going and seeing them. That's if you got a good rapport with your doctor. Yeah, I think I got that right. They'll call it in for you. You won't have to get around that mess. Providing the pharmacy ain't got that mess already. What else kind of advice? Oh, if you order anything from these ordering places on a computer or on your phone, look at the origin of the package. And this is just my dumb idea. It's probably patootie. But if it's coming from China, I'm not going to order it. Even though it's, a good piece of car part or, a toy for the grandkids or something, I ain't going to order it from China. That goes for the Philippines, that goes for Korea, that goes for all them places. If they eat rice, now I eat rice. I don't mean nothing bad by it. But the places to look out for. And I think all cruise ships are shut down. And I don't know anything else. I guess you can still ride a train, but it's hard to get a train to go over and go see the Pope or visit, the mountains of Nepal to try some of their good coffee. So watch the travel stuff there and have a full tank of gas in your cars, trucks, everything else. Have that done. And I don't know. I don't know if they're going to make a run on the banks or not. That'll come later. It's going to have to get bad to break down to take some of the financial stuff. They'll come out on top no matter what. They're saying the stock market's crashed. Well, stock market's all these guys betting and gambling on what's going to be next and trying to set the price on stuff. And when nobody's buying nothing, they're not making any money, and they're going to, what they call crash, is they're going to lose their money, not crash the world. It's them that's crashing, not us. But they make it sound like it's a big deal, and it's crashing us too. But that's one other trick that they do. So, if y'all got any questions, or if you found out that I'm just as completely full of hooey, let me know. And I guess we'll get through this together. I've got my medicine right here. This one here this is one that Mary Ann got me. This is a New Catholic version. It's thick. They've got stories in here that ain't in the normal Bible or my normal Bible, but they're pretty good stories. And they all got a motto or a message at the end. This is the old King James version. Here, my companion Bible. And I have to say, this one had dust on it. Dust on the Bible, dust on the Holy Word. And it's really good, but the print's real tiny, and I mean, I'm shaking today, boys and girls. It ain't nothing about nothing, just me. This has got the long handle versions of everything. It's got the structure of the Romans, of the Apostle, and everything in it. It's more of an advanced oh, what was that thing? Compilation or whatever. Strong's Concordance. It's one of them things, I guess. Here's one I use. This is more of a, you probably couldn't even see the other one. This is more of a me Bible. It's accelerated. And it's got, this is from a family that has met some demise, but they've got study notes and stuff, and I like to, I would never write in a Bible, but it's got, you know, big print, and it's got study notes in it, and it helps, and it gives you something to do. If you're tired of running through one end of the book, you can go here, and they've got, you know, the Songs of Solomon that these people have marked. You can see what they were doing. So here you go. This is it. That'll keep the wolf from the door. Here's my carry Bible. This is the one that you take to church. I don't even know if people carry Bibles to church anymore. Some do, some don't. But I've got all the books marked with these little feather things. There's Steve A. Stevens, pastor of Southside Baptist Church. We were reading in Romans when I left there. And not soon after I left there, the dadburn thing blew away. We had a tornado and it blew the whole blooming thing away, which they rebuilt. But they blew it away. I think in 2003, because this is probably the last summer notes that I got from there. But this is what'll carry me by. And I carried this when they were doing that Y2K stuff. And I said, this is my insurance. This is my proof. Somebody taking care of me. So I fear nothing. And that's right, that's true. And they ain't a book. These are not books. These are a Bible. I was, anyway, if that don't work, I mean, it will work. But in the meantime, I've got some study notes from the Three Stooges. So, very bright man. Normal, more normal than you might think. But not normal enough so I don't understand them. So get in there, you rat. I have to go through my library here one of these days and show y'all. And just in case somebody don't have these good books to lead them through this, I've got my M9. I've recently tuned it up. And let's see, I got this. This is a World War II, almost World War I, English, what do they call these things? Infield. This is an infield. And it's top break infield. So, whoops, there you go. That'll get all the, so what were they fighting back then? Germans and German Shepherds and all sorts of stuff. And then I got my elephant gun. Recently put bigger handles on it because it would leave your hands when you shot it. It's very, well, one shot does all. And I got my little marker off. These are known for their KGB assassinations. Look how tiny that is. Just a beautiful example of one. And they shoot a 9x18 round, which is kind of like a 9mm. And they're pretty nasty guns. I mean, they're beautiful made guns. You almost think that the Germans made them because they made some beautiful guns. But anyway, I think I got it covered up, and I hope you got some valuable information or some misinformation, not so valuable. So mind your P's and Q's and think about Wednesday or something. If something does get decreed. The only neat thing about this place, this thing, is it's part of history, and we're living through it. So it's kind of exciting to see what's coming next. I mean, if you don't have a big fear, and this takes out a bunch of it, faith will set you free. I don't know if that's a song or a passage. It should be both. So anyway, I will say, I can find out how y'all are doing. Did you hear that pop? That was a elbow. Let's see how you guys are doing. Now hold still, this is cold.